Hey fans, Noobie Coders here. It's important to know something before we begin playing around with movement routines, and that's to introduce you to the Cartesian coordinate system. Now, you may have been introduced to this in maybe grade school or junior high, but it's worth becoming reacquainted with this because everything involving movement will be with X and Y coordinates. Okay, so now you'll recall that 0, 0 area, the center of our universe, will be the origin. And if you want to, move 2 and 3, like in this example, you'll slide on the X2 and you'll go up 3. Just like, you want to make a move 3 or 1, you'll come back 3 and you'll go up 1. Now notice, in mathematics you could do a 1.5 or 2.5 or some other fractional value. Well, you can't do that. S is verboten. You cannot do that when you're in a movement routine. It has to be solid numbers, integers. They could be negative, but they have to be solid 1, 2, 3 integers. Okay, that's important to remember that. One more thing you need to know is you have to kind of remember your quadrants. When you go above the plane of the X, your Y is going to be negative, and when you go down, it'll be positive. That's extremely important to remember that. Just as when you go to the left on the screen, you're moving left, it's going to be a negative value, and when you go right, it's going to be a positive value for the X. See how that is? So any movement going up and left is going to be negative for both of them. Any movement going down to the right is going to be positive for both of them. And of course, it's just going to be positive for the Y going down, and it's going to be negative for the Y going up. That's it. That's all you need to know. We're going to animate a ball today. That's why I named the solution Animated Ball 1. Okay. I also like to use numbers. That's a good thing to do because when you make a bunch of major changes, you could just increment the number in your solution, and it helps you track things better. So let's show you what this looks like running. Okay. F5 key, or not. Sometimes that doesn't always. There we go. And I'm going to start it. Now each time there's a move, it increments. That's why that's going so fast. That ball's moving that many times, and it's about 200 to a side. Boom. So 200 times 4 sides is 800. Every 800 moves, we increment 1 on the lap counter, and that's pretty basic stuff right there. And just want to show you how nicely this works. Notice the scrolling is very smooth. There's a reason for that. Okay, so let's quit it and show you what's going on here. First of all, I want to show you how to set up the form. This is already set up pretty much, but I want to just show you. These are buttons, and these are labels. Okay, and this is a picture box. And to get a picture box in there, you have to have resources. So you would add resources to this, drag an object into your resources, which is my red ball. Like for instance over here. See? It's already in there. You'd go local resource or project resource, whatever you have. If it's local, you got to import it. If it's project, it's already sort of loaded already ahead of time. And then you search for what you want. Red ball's what I want, and there it is. I also resized it because I think the red ball's a lot bigger than what I show here. You can control the size of this. Let me show you. I can make that 50 XY and 50Y height, and watch what happens now. See, that's I think what it normally is. So too big for what we want. That's it. Also, I changed the form background color over here. Appearance back color, it's called. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Okay. I use web colors. I think it starts out like this dingy, sort of like a Gainsborough. It's like something like that. It's like a putty color, kind of boring, right? So that's why I changed it to black. Now, I want to tell you something. If I change it to black, watch what happens. Now, when I drag a label in for the very first time, it's almost invisible, isn't it? That's because the text is the same. You know what I mean? It doesn't stand out. By the way, just working with the label real quick, there's a few things you need to know about labels. And I just recently found out some new stuff that you can do with labels too. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to share with you guys how to do stuff like this. So, you know, you go through this and to get my font. In this case, it was Digital Dreams. A really cool digital font, by the way. You gotta go out there and find that and get that and download it. It's awesome. And then I picked 14. It's still not showing up because I didn't pick the color yet. Whenever you're working with a black background, you want a bright foreground color, right? So, you know, I used orange, red, and lime green, but some other good colors would be down here. Cornflower blue is a pretty nice color. Royal blue is a good color too. See? That's a nice digital color. But you get the point, right? Now, another thing you need to know about labels, okay? You could use it for text. You could use it for counters like these over here. Or you could use it as a shape. I know, it's hard to believe, right? A shape. But watch this. Check this out. See? True means it's locked, okay? If you go to false, check this out. You can now change it. Oh, I forgot to take the text off. My bad. No, don't worry about the label name. You want to get the text off. See that? See? Do you guys see what I just did? I changed the background color to gold. And I gave it, you know, that. So what you could do then is, you know, you can also do this too, guys. So you can see how I made my background, right? My perimeter, right? You see what's going on now, guys? Now you're wondering, okay, well that's horizontal. Well, how do I do a vertical? Well, duh, it's not hard at all. Control C, Control V, makes a copy. And put it up here. Come down again. And just flip flop the X and Y's. Make it 10 wide and 500 high. And there you go. That's all that's to it. So I was just playing around with this. We don't really need this anymore. Bye-bye.